Yet a little while, and he that is coming will come, but now the just shall live by faith. Faith, now never forget this. Everything that will be a reality in heaven when Christ comes, you insist on it now by faith. That's what faith is. He that is coming, but now the just shall live by faith. You know, everybody just quotes, now the just shall live by faith. It doesn't end there. What does it say next? If anyone draws back. So faith is a type of stubbornness. To insist on the reality of that different economy, even when it is not obvious to the natural man, the people around you. You're struggling to prove to them, I know this thing. When I prayed, I got a lot of victory. I know what God told me. But sometimes, longer than other times, you're going to have to insist on it. And so, for the writer of Hebrews to prove this point, he now begins to tell you first and foremost of people who got immediate answers. When you see people walk through the Red Sea, you know this is a different economy. That's evidence of a different economy. But then what about those who insisted on the existence of a different economy when in the natural there was no evidence? The people who stood for the gospel and died for the gospel. Do you only know that they were right when you see the results? Are you getting what I'm saying at all? That's the argument he's making. And so he comes to Hebrews 11. He gives you all the examples I gave you. Then he comes to verse 35. He said, women received their dead back to life. Some were tortured, refusing to accept deliverance, so that they may be risen again to a better life. Oh my God, I've told you this. Both are realities of faith. Do you see the contrast? The same faith by which the dead came back to life was the same faith by which some died, were tortured and died. You know, something we got the news this morning, or was it yesterday? The man Charles Kirk was killed. Now listen to me. You don't know how bad the world has turned until you realize some people were laughing and rejoicing about it. Listen to me. For context, are you aware his wife and children were there? So in the presence of his family, he was killed. I saw the video. Like a bullet passed through his neck and he just died. He's 31. In the presence of his two small children. And some people are rejoicing. You see, you don't know how terrible the world is getting. And you know, even to the degree of insulting people who are sad that it happened. Because if I don't agree with him, agree with his political ideologies or his social ideologies, I must therefore be happy that he was assassinated. The reason why this is important, let me tell you how this relates to what I'm saying. You see, this church that we are doing, that everybody wants to be a pastor, a time is coming. A time is coming. Maybe you don't realize. You know these things have ripple effects, right? Go and check it. After 9/11, the number of things that were happening in America, everybody saw it as an opportunity to be radical. The number of bomb threats they saw at the airports. Because these things always have a ripple effect. I think I was listening to a man of God, I think Philip Anthony, I think that's his name, who had to make an announcement to say, our ushers are not just anointed, they carry gun. Because they were gun threats. See, Scary times. This same America, you've been saying, Lord, open doors for the gospel. I want to go and preach. Are you listening to me? There are many things that have happened even in this very nation people don't know about. You know, we have a more conservative culture. My mom was an usher in a ministry I won't mention. They caught somebody. See, the man of God was on the line laying hands on people, and somebody carried a knife. So it as an opportunity that when I come close, I will stab him. You know, in this church, if you try it, the deliverance will be violent. In the name of Jesus. When the police has come, they will take what is left of you. All I'm saying is this. We must hold to a conviction that is true despite the outcome. So now listen to me. So he now says, others suffered mockings and floggings and chains and imprisonments. They were stoned. They were sawn in two. He's talking about Isaiah. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. They divided him into two. Killed by the sword. They went about in skins of sheep and goats, destitute, afflicted, mistreated, of whom the world was not worthy. Do you know what it means to embrace the reality of a different world? That even if you lose here, you say, the world did not deserve me. What? Are you getting what I'm saying? You know, I've told you this before. Do you know the reality of what Jesus did? That even if you know it is part of the plan, that I will die and rise again after 3 days. Do you know how much faith it will take for you to stay and actually die? What is your confidence? For you will not leave my soul in hell. Neither will you suffer your Holy One to see corruption. It's a dimension of faith that can be tested even in death. Are you getting what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to explain. Many people see faith as an action. No, faith is not an action. Faith is not an action. Faith can be expressed in an action. Faith is an economy. It's an economy that inspires an action. Are you getting what I'm saying? It's something you live in. It's a reality you live in. It's a reality. That's why you will see the Bible says, and they being full of faith. It's something you can be full of. It's a different reality. It's not an action. It can be demonstrated in an action. It's more than an action. Let me put it that way. It's more than an action. That you stand before the king and you say, we're not careful to answer you. God is able to deliver us. Now, as you are talking, they are heating up the oven. Are you getting what I'm saying? They bring you close, you don't change your mind. They throw you in. You know, I've told you this. In 100 DOD, it's only in the fire you will have the revelation of the fourth man of the fire. So just imagine. Listen, there are dimensions that only suffering will open your eyes to see. When you have tested God, you have gone the full distance. Many times that's where you will find him. Waiting. You will now realize you were never alone. Never alone. Come on, are you listening to me? You're never alone. Wouldn't it have been wonderful if the Babylonian king saw Jesus in the fire before he threw them in? You say, wait a minute. Are you getting what I'm saying? It is until it threw then mean that 3 became 4. Are you listening to me? This is another dimension of faith a lot of people don't understand. And so now, when you now come to Hebrews chapter 12, so you understand the full context. He now says, therefore, seeing we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us do what? And what? You know, when we talk about this, we use this to even teach about sin, moral sin. It's not really talking about moral sins. You can use this, it applies. But the sin, follow the flow of thought. It's talking about unbelief and anything that distracts you from the purpose in faith. Anything that does not allow you run with patience the race set ahead of you. And it says, looking up to Jesus, the author and the finisher of faith, as if to say Jesus is at the finish line, saying, hey, listen, it doesn't matter the pain you're going through, I went through it too. Who for the joy that was set before him, despised the shame, endured the cross. He went through it too. And he now said, for you have not yet resisted unto blood in your fight against sin. You have not yet they've not even threatened your life. They just threaten to sack you if you don't compromise. They've not even asked you to die for him. God is just saying, live for me.